Alright, so what's going on, everybody? JA News. Salute to you for tuning in. So today is the day, the big drop, which insiders have now been speaking on for weeks. So we got the big Union Jordan 1 shock drop. We're going to be discussing all of the madness surrounding that release, as well as today's latest sneaker updates. You're watching JA News. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So to begin today, I wanted to start with one of the bigger voices here currently in the sneaker space, Matt Welty, co-host of the Complex Sneakers podcast. He said, one thing I hope goes the way of other cringe millennialisms, especially in the sneaker world, is referring to yourself as a storyteller. It's cool just to make interesting shoes. It's cool just to report on stuff you find interesting. Stop acting like you're Gandalf in front of a fire. So I found this to be absolutely hilarious. And who would have knew waking up this morning, my man Gandalf would be catching strays like that from Welty. So do y'all agree with where he's coming from with this one right here? You know, I kind of see exactly what he's touching on. Plus, like when you buy a sneaker, these brands are definitely going to let you know about the storytelling, the history. They're usually going to have it like right in the description, say like when you open up the Nike sneakers app or something like that. So is storytelling still really needed here in the sneaker space? I would say definitely yes. And I would say on top of that, some people are also actually better than others at the art of storytelling. So I feel like it's something that we do need here in the space, but as far as like pushing the biggest, latest hype release, I still feel like the biggest determining factor of that would still be limited availability. Now, we also saw today Nike hit us with a new colorway of the popular viral Nike React X Rejuvenate. So these joints are basically everywhere all over the net right now. I don't know if it's just the resellers buying these up or what, but it seems like Nike cannot keep these joints in stock. So you got this latest Black Volt color right here. As far as this pair right here, just due to the fact that Nike can't keep these joints in stock, I'm gonna just say right now, they got themselves a hit. Now, I also found this interesting. You got Kais Omar talking about, did Nike copy the Yeezy Foam Runner with their new viral slide? This dude put not even close. They look more like Crocs than Foam Runners, but they don't even look like Crocs. So what do y'all think about that one? I do like how he did the little side-by-side comparisons. And the more I look at him, like, while I don't want to just come out here being like everything that Nike drops, anything that's futuristic, we're just going to automatically compare him to Yeezys. But based off the side-by-side comparisons, the shape at least is very similar, especially to like the opening where you place your foot, that little back slope right here. Definitely very similar as far as shape right here. So can you be mad at Nike? I mean, right now there is a void currently in this market, so why not Nike go ahead and capitalize? Adidas is no longer dropping Foam Runners, and all of the copycats that they seem to drop really don't seem to have a big impact here in the sneaker space. So why not Nike go ahead and jump on it? I mean, the lane is wide open. So while you could draw comparisons to Foam Runners, at the end of the day, the Yeezy Foam Runner was actually inspired by Crocs. So I guess you could say that these were inspired by Crocs or Foam Runners. Either or, it seems like this is the next big hit for Nike. So let me know if you guys actually picked up a pair of these. Are y'all rocking with any of the colorways that they've dropped so far? Now, something that kind of caught my eye, we have the latest CDG collaboration teaming up with New Balance on the 990 V6, one of their newest additions to the 990 catalog. I think this sneaker debuted, what, like 2 years ago, something like that. So as far as the colorways, I mean, they're keeping things pretty basic. You got the white or the black joints. As far as the materials used here, looks like you got a little mesh leather finish right here. So they're kind of keeping things real plain. You got a couple of little CDG hits in there. I would compare this to something like what you see Jayon releasing, where they're not really moving the needle so far as like design language and everything like that, but it's just kind of one of those things where if you know, you know. But unfortunately, most people, if you guys actually dish out what they're asking for these, most people are probably gonna look at these as like the grocery bagger special editions or something like that. So as far as the retail price on these, it's currently unknown. These will be dropping via Dover Street Market coming up here on the 20th. And my guess, just due to the fact that normally the 990 V6 is probably gonna run you around like $200 as the normal retail, I'm guessing that with this CDG collab, these joints will probably retail for like maybe like 300, possibly 350 or something like that. So I think these joints are hot, but would I be willing to dish out that full retail on these? Unfortunately, you know, probably not. Now, we got something new from Nike and Supreme. It's actually gonna be dropping coming up here this Thursday for the big Supreme weekly drop. Now, throughout the years, of course, Nike and Supreme, they've teamed up on apparel as well as footwear, some iconic releases, you know, a lot of stuff, some hits, some misses. So as far as this one right here, these joints are cool, and I thought it was fitting to kind of take a look back here at some of the Supreme Nike collaborations throughout the years. Again, there's been a lot, I would say probably more misses than hits, but let's go ahead and take a look here at the past lineup and see where this upcoming Air Max 1 kind of stacks up when compared to some of these past releases. So of course, recently we did get the Supreme Air Force Ones, you know, the joints with the little small box logo. So these, while Supreme has continued to restock, I would say these are probably definitely on their way to iconic status. I mean, they're not like crazy or anything like that, but I feel like most people would view these as like an upgrade over standard Air Force Ones. It's just that small little detail which seems to matter to a lot of people. So again, so many different Supreme Nike collabs throughout the years. You also had the Air Darwin, which they dropped last year. I thought those joints were really cool. Again, a whole bunch of other random collabs that I really have no clue about. They also dropped the Supreme Air Force Ones, which I would say when these hit back in 2014, these would probably top my list as like the most iconic Supreme Nike release. I know they're probably not up there with like the SBs for some people, but just in my personal opinion, I love these. Personally love the Air Force One high, like love how the strap hangs off the back and everything like that. Plus they didn't go too crazy, not too far out of bounds and everything like that. I think they dropped the black pair. And then if I'm not mistaken, the third one was the red pair. They also dropped those 98s back in 2016. Here you got the SBs, but I think the OG SBs are the ones that people would say are probably most iconic. And then for me, outside of the Air Force One highs, I would say that the foam posits would probably be second on my list personally as my favorite, most iconic Supreme Nike drops. You see, back in 2015, they were still pumping out new foam posit colorways. You guys remember the Migos going crazy during that time, that whole Versace lane and everything like that. So I feel like that design language kind of reflected in that release. So them joints were definitely hot. They dropped the Blazers with the snake skins, the Air More Up Tempo. So yeah, a whole bunch of different Supreme releases throughout the years. But for me, I would say my favorites would definitely have to be the Air Force One highs. Of course, then you got the ones with the stars on them. And then second for me would be the foam posits. So as far as where these stack up, I mean, well, I can't really just put a number on it right now. I would say they definitely executed these well. I like the fact that nowadays we're seeing a little more subtle releases from Nike and Supreme. I feel like they didn't go too out of bounds, not doing too much with these. I feel like the white and black are the hottest out of the four pairs. But yeah, I think they did a great job on this where it stacks up. Again, I'm not gonna be able to just really say it right now as far as iconic Supreme releases. So these will be a part of Thursday's Supreme drop. I wanna say the retail on these is $170. So yeah, these joints are nice, but just as far as my personal opinion, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I'd probably just rather rock these New Balance than them Supreme joints. So we're gonna go ahead and get into today's fit of the day, which if you guys ever wanna be featured here in my favorite segment, simply just tag me on the gram in one of your favorite outfit picks. So as far as today's one, while none of you guys are stepping up to the plate here today, we got another celebrity fit right here. So y'all see what's going on. We got my man Ed Sheeran, which it looks like he was actually gifted a pair of the very hype Nike Cortezes. These are the Air Max 95s, gifted by Cortez's founder, Clint 419. I'm not really too hip on Cortez and everything. I think that's more of like a UK thing. So we see my man Ed, he paired it up with another UK type of vibe with the good Stone, what are they called again? Stone Heart, Stone Crest, Stone Island, that's what it is. Stone Island with the matching sweater and everything like that. So you guys see the vibes. And while I'm not really hip on the whole Cortez Air Max 95s, I'm not even sure if these have released or not. I know they have an upcoming one coming up soon. I would say them joints definitely go crazy. And as far as Ed Sheeran's fit, I would say my dude, definitely looking real deal trim right here. So as far as today's fit of the day, you guys know what to do. Jump in the comments, get this one a rating 0 out of 10. Drop your feedback on this fit right here. Did my man Ed Sheeran snap or not? And with those quick updates out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and jump here into today's main story, which we got exclusive access going out today. We got a little shock drop. Jordan Brand, they're keeping the hype rolling. So as far as exclusive access, JD Sports Finish Line, you guys know the deal. Usually ahead of the weekend release, you guys can generally secure these joints early. So go ahead and check your status account to see if you guys have access on this one right here. You guys know the story when it comes to these Obsidian UNCs. This is essentially a fan favorite. Jordan 1 high dropped a couple of years back, but we're seeing now Jordan Brand hitting us with these joints in updated low top form, making them a little easier to wear just for your casual, everyday type of person. So if you guys are looking to secure these joints ahead of the weekend release, again, go ahead and check your account for exclusive access. So this is a cool one, you know what I'm saying? Something a little bit low key. Maybe will go down as some people maybe, you know, want to double back on. But right now there's just too much heat dropping, which unfortunately these joints got to take a sideline to today's big drop. So as far as skate shops all across the country, a few little rare boutiques and everything like that, they dropped the new Navy Nike SB, the follow-up to the Pine Green, which made its debut, what was that, 2 years ago now? So these joints are definitely hot. One of the hottest sneaker releases of the month. Again, raffles did finish up today, so hopefully some of you guys were able to secure these joints, maybe in person. There was some online raffles, but these are definitely a nice one. We're not going to go too in depth on this one right now, as we will have a sneakers app drop coming up here in April. But again, just wanted to show some love to everybody that was able to secure a pair of these. I think Undefeated just dropped a little short raffle, which went live, but I'm not even going to mention it because by the time you're watching it, the raffle will probably be over with. And then as far as the big drop of the day, of course, exclusive access. Shock drop went down. Nike decided to kind of switch things up as far as the sneakers app drop, which for weeks now, we've been hearing ramblings of a shock drop. Today was the day a Nike representative even leaked it and everything like that. For a moment, I ain't even gonna lie, I was kind of doubting some of these insiders. We had no word, no shock drop loaded up, no notification, nothing. 1:00 p.m. was the time it came around. We were hearing a little word of exclusive access, but then 1:00 hit. We saw no drop. They did load up the Union clothing. So they had the t-shirts, hoodies, a couple thousand pairs of all of that stuff and everything. Now, let me know, did any of you guys actually go for any of the Union clothes? Because I felt like nobody really cared about the clothes. It was really all about the sneakers right here. So instead of doing a traditional shock drop, no notification, nothing like that, they decided to go ahead and switch things up completely, keeping everybody on their toes, actually dropping these via exclusive access. So I guess you guys will know via the app if you did have access. I went ahead and checked. I had no luck on my end, but it seems like you guys will have up until 3 p.m. Eastern to be able to secure a pair of these. And as far as stock numbers, I was seeing some people saying around maybe like a couple, 10,000 pairs, something like that, loaded up to the app. So I think that's maybe a cool way to do it. I think a good shock drop, maybe not exactly at 1, but maybe like, let's say like a crazy time, like maybe like 13 minutes after 1, just to kind of throw people off. You know, that way people that were like persistent and stayed on the app were able to secure these. But I think doing an exclusive access is also a great way to do it. I think it kind of helps out with the bots, but who knows, bots can probably spoof that as well. But it just kind of makes it one of those things where I guess it kind of gives people a fair chance. I don't really know, but let me know what y'all think about that one. This is one that I wasn't personally invested in as far as like Jordan 1s. I'm not huge on those currently, but you know, do have my eyes on some good Jordan retro releases coming up this year. But just wanted to, you know, kind of let y'all know what's going on with this one. This was the big drop we were all waiting on, and of course Nike decided to switch things up with a little exclusive access. So salute to everybody that had success. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, you guys know if you took a W or an L. But it's crazy, man. Some people were waiting around all day for this drop, and they decided to switch things up doing the exclusive access. So let me know how your experience went for this drop. Again, this is kind of like, I guess you could say, a restock, since we did have the official Union drop. This, again, was one of the hottest releases of the year. Some people were throwing out Sneaker of the Year early. I feel like they do that for every hype release. So we'll see once we get to the end of the year where these joints stack up in that Sneaker of the Year conversation. I would say these are definitely deserving to be in the conversation. We'll see exactly how high or how low they are once we get to that point. So big Union drop went down today. We had some W's go down for the SB, Navy, Jordan 4s, and then of course exclusive access for those Jordan 1 lows, Obsidians, which if you guys are excited for those, again, we will be available coming up here this weekend. So of course we'll talk about those a little more as the week goes on. Who knows, maybe those will be a little bit rare, maybe a little tough to get, as some of these Jordan retros have been this year. So we'll see how it all goes down. If you like these, I wouldn't expect these to sit, kind of like how we saw some pairs like maybe like the Mocha lows last year. I would say if you guys are definitely looking to grab these, make sure you secure your pair early, because as we've seen, stock has been pulled back, a lot more limited availability, and anytime a shoe's limited, it's gonna bring out them people out. So let me know what y'all think about today's video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button down below. I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm J.A., and I'm out, y'all. Love.